Section 5. The Crest. It is strictly forbidden to disseminate any information pertaining to objects or behavior observed within Section 5 outside of the name of the company is torn off. Failure to something result in blah blah blah. So yeah, this is bad. This is bad. I can't even see the map. So let's hear what the previous Lamplighter had to say about Section 5. And obviously, this guy is in a bad way, so he's gonna be raving mad, I think, in this.
Section 5A.
Why am I here? Why me? This place is flooded. The water's above my knees. What are these? Stalagmites. They're everywhere. Going all the way up out of the water. Pale. So pale. Fingers in tight. Feels like I'm in a cave. No. It's a maze. My flashlight's starting to go.
Section 5A.
Wait. This is a fucking body cam. It's been recording the whole time. Who are you? Do you hear me? What is this? Is this a game? Is this a fucking game? Yeah, sure, I'll play your game. Just walk into another mess. Risk my neck just to record a pointless report. People are dying. Maybe I could do something good.
Section 5.
Oh. Sweet music. Sweet music.
Section 5B.
How long it's been. I've lived a lifetime amongst those bones. Sometimes I can't hear my thoughts. Just the bones twitching, singing. I am a ragged claw of the ocean floor, and my remaining skin wants to move.
Section 5B.
Robert, Junior. I'm so scared I'll forget your faces. Dad, I'm here. My son. I thought I'd never see you again. You can walk. You can walk. Don't cry. You see the glow? It's waiting through there. The Kazan. We'll go together. Do you feel it? I feel it. I feel the deep.
Wow. That was intense. Whew. Okay, so we know there's stalagmites, stalactites everywhere. So we know there are stalagmites that look like a maze in front of us, and he noticed that there's a body cam on his suit. So I'm gonna start searching around now with my flashlight. I'm looking around at my chest, at my arms. I'm just looking everywhere to see if I can see. Obviously, I can't take the helmet off, or I could, but I'm not going to take the helmet off and see if there is a camera, if I notice a camera on my suit. So I got a 7. So I do not notice a camera on my suit. Oh, I forgot to roll panic. I'll just roll it right now. Oh no, I did roll panic because I got the euphoria. So 7 on the Oracle says I do not see a body cam on my suit. I feel a little bit of relief, but I still don't know for sure. Like it could be somewhere in my helmet. I just don't see it. I don't know. There's no way to know. I am going to now roll on the Oracle. We'll do 3 rolls like we did before and see what we see inside of the maze of stalagmites. On my roll 3, I got a 52, a 75, and an 87. So I've got a 2, a 25, and a 37. So I haven't rolled a single critical this whole time, like a fail or an 88 earlier, but that wasn't on a roll. That was on just an Oracle check. All right, so let's take a look. First, we'll do a 2. So there's a magnetic, like as I get closer to some of these stalagmites, I can tell they have like a magnetic feel, like it tries to pull the metal of my suit towards the stalagmites, and it's it's difficult. Like if I get too close, I feel like it's just gonna like suck me onto it, and I won't be able to get lit free. So I'm trying to like steer clear of these stalactites the best that I can. Stalagmites. Also got a 25, which is classified material. Oh, so I find a secret. Probably whatever this secret that was referenced at the very beginning. You know, it said that there was a secret, got a secret. Where was it? At the very beginning of the manual, it said that there is something secret in this facility. A high-value asset is situated in TL022 and outlined in your non-disclosure agreements, forbidden to discuss this asset or the circumstances of its containment with anyone unless permitted by your Hazmos security coordinator. Do not interact with a high-value asset. I'm going to have to give that some thought as to what that is. Let's look and see what the last thing is that we notice while we're searching the stalagmites, which is a 37. And it is a storage. So as we're making our way through the stalagmites, inset in the wall of the crown, which is the name of this chamber, is a large set of storage boxes. They're like there's those kinds of boxes like you see like in a package delivery thing, where each little lockbox is like a key element that you can open and close, and one of them has a big classified stamp on it, and it has more than one lock on it, like it's double locked to help facilitate the secrecy of this high value asset, presumably. And so I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to start trying some of these doors and see if I can find one that is unlocked. So do I find one that is unlocked? No. All right, 49. Yes. One of them is unlocked, and when I open it, it is filled with this ultraviolet emitting fungi. Like it is overgrown with this stuff, and whenever I open it, unfortunately, it puffs right in my face. And now I'm going to have to make a save against these fungal spores that have now exploded into my face here. So 50% chance that it will reduce stress by 1d5, 50% chance that it will give me a hallucination. All right, so I'm going to roll a d100, and if it is above 50, it's a hallucination. It is below 50, it is stress reduction. And if it's 50 exactly, it's neither. How about that? This is an arbitrary thing that I'm deciding on my own. 58. Okay, so it is going to be an hallucination. So let's look at the panic chart. What is the hallucination? And I think that's what the other guy had when he thought he's seen his son there. And the next time you consult the semiotic standard will result in prophetic visions. Requires a fear save or gain 1d10 stress. Oh shoot, at disadvantage too. All right, so I have to do it the next time I consult the thing. Okay, so I'm going to consult the standard right now, actually, because I was just about to see if I could. I don't have my crowbar anymore. I was going to pry open that secret box. All right, so I'm going to try to find my way through this maze of stalactites to the end of the maze there. While I am doing so, do I encounter any creatures in this murky water that I'm walking through? Oh, a 9. No, but I do encounter a confusing hallucination where I'm seeing both the entrance and then I see the exit, and I see the entrance and then I see the exit, and then I think I see a person, and I'm getting very confused and disoriented, and fear starts to rise in my throat. And so I'm going to make a fear save at disadvantage. And I failed. So now I've taken another stress, which is now up to 15. And due to that fear building up in me, I'm going to go ahead and make sure I have my revolver ready. And I'm going to start trying to make my way through this maze. I'm going to roll an intellect save. So I got a 44. My intellect I'm going to give myself Rimwise to find myself through unfamiliar environments. That gives me a 51. So I saved. So I'm able to finally make my way through this maze of stalagmites, stalactites, and I come across the very last power generator. And I go to reach down with my flashlight and start it up whenever something jumps out from behind the generator and tries to attack me. It is, in fact, a rat. A good old-fashioned rat. So the rat's combat is pretty low, but actually it's not bad. It's 40. And it does 1d5. Has an instinct of 80. Hits 2, 10. So I'm guessing it's got 2 wounds, 10 hit points. It will make unnatural risks for sustenance. Pack attacks will work collaboratively with other rats. So it jumps out and it tries to attack me. So I'm going to roll for the rat attack. It has to get better than 40. It got a 56, so it fails in its attack. But it does startle me. So I'm going to do another fear save. A 51 fear. And I succeed. I take hold of my fear and I gather myself. And I thought about just taking a shot at it, like shooting my gun at this rat. But I'm scared that it's going to draw attention of like any additional creatures around. And so instead, I'm going to take one of my MREs and I'm going to open it up and throw it away from myself and away from the generator and see if it goes for that MRE. Does the rat go for the MRE? A 9. I think that's a no. 9, no. it hesitates. It's like sniffs up in the air and acts a little bit like it is. It doesn't know if it's going to go for the food or not. But then it decides it wants to scare me off, presumably, and it goes for another attack. It rolled a 46, which is still too high for its combat. So it failed in its attack, and it has left me no choice now of making an attack. So I used an MRE. Now I'm going to point my revolver at the rat, and I'm going to fire one of my rounds at the rat. Pow! And my combat is a 45. I'll give myself the rim-wise, which will be a 55. And I got a 17. The bullet hits the rat squarely in the body, and it kind of spins it around away from the power generator. But it is a little bit of a big boy. Let's roll a d10 and see how much damage it does. I get a 1d10 plus 1. I got a 5 plus 1 is a 6 damage. So now it is down to 4 hit points, and it still has 2 wounds. So does that damage scare the rat enough that it decides to leave, or does it pursue the attack? Well, I guess the question is, does the rat leave? The question is, no, the answer is no. It does not. It is drawn to the fire of my gun like a moth to flame. It's enraged in its pain and suffering that I have now caused it, and it leaps to attack me once again. And it rolls a good attack, 30, and now does 1d5 damage to me. So that's going to be a 1d10 minus 5. So 3. So it does 3 damage to me. So it lashes out and grabs hold of like the lower lip part of my leg and takes a bite. And unfortunately, my suit is damaged enough that the bite goes through the suit and inflicts damage onto my leg. So for 3 damage. So I'm now down to 11 health. I'm going to return the favor. I kick it off of me, and I point my revolver once again, and I fire. Pow! $29. That's a hit. I'm going to roll another 1d10 plus 1. Oh, 2 damage. So now it is down to 2 health. And does it run away? 28. Yes. It runs and hightails it back towards where the secret area storage was. And it enters the water and starts swimming. And then you can see that it's leaving a trail of blood behind it. And I'm not in the water now. I'm up near the power generator, but I see a crazy beast as I've never seen before, thrashing around. I can't quite make it out with my flashlight, but I see this huge creature just swallow the rat hole, and it lets out an ungodly squeak as it is ripped apart by this leviathan of the water. And I'm going to presume it is that Grey Lurk that we saw the entry for in the manual. A bulge-headed eel-like fish that's common to UBP 154, and adept at breaching just about any submerged structure, though it means for doing so are poorly understood. These creatures are carnivorous scavengers with needle-like teeth. Oh, look at this thing. Abnormalities have recently been observed in the Grey Lurk population. Sporadic growth formations are increasingly common, resembling hard, extracutaneous sinews of skeletal or cartilaginous matter. The cause is unknown. The Grey Lurk, oh my god, he completely obliterated that rat, and it smells the blood from me, and it turns its head toward me, and it starts making its way towards the platform that I'm sitting on. It can have up to 4 wounds. Wow, that's crazy. Rectilinear motion. A creature is able to launch itself out of the water and traverse solid ground using sidewinder movement. Oh my god! It's coming for me! Oh my god. I immediately point my gun at this Grey Lurk and I take a shot. And I miss completely. So now, and also due to that, I'm going to get a little bit of more stress. And the Grey Lurk then is going to leap out of the water. And it's going to try to attack me with his snapping jaw. Combat is 55. It got a 73, thank goodness. So it's thrashing around on the ground with its bony protrusions. It's using them kind of as like, not legs as much as like little platforms for movement, right? It's using them to push off with, and it snaps at me, but it misses. I'm able to dodge out of the way. I'm going to go ahead and roll another attack. I have to get better than a 55. I miss again. I take a shot, but it's thrashing around so much that I have missed once again, and that increases my stress even more. It's going to go ahead and now try to attack me once again. It got a 62, which is more than its combat, so it failed as well. We're just missing each other all over the place. I'm going to take one more shot at it. There's nowhere for me to run really. Like if I run towards the water, it's going to get me. I have to somehow make it stop attacking me. Let's go ahead and roll one more attack. Oh my god, why am I rolling so bad? I shoot again and miss again. I'm getting very desperate now at this point. 18 stress. I'm getting super stressed out. It goes ahead and it attacks me as well. And of course, it succeeds in attacking me. It lashes onto my leg with its bony jaw and does a tremendous amount of damage. 4d5, which would be 4d10s divided by 2. So 11 divided by 2 will be a 5. I'm going to round down. Wow. It does a tremendous amount of damage. Now I'm bleeding. I'm down to 6 health before it, and I may take a wound here soon. I'm going to get my trench shovel here. Instead of firing my weapon at it, I'm going to use my trench shovel. I'm going to give it the same attack that my crowbar has, which is a 1d10. And I'm going to hit this thrashing creature with this trench shovel, which was I got this trench shovel from a friend of mine who was in the military, and we were having a poker game, and he had it as a memento, and the pot on the poker game was beyond what he had credits for, and he was like, "Oh, I'll pitch in this shovel," and I was like, "Oh, shovel ain't worth anything." And he's like, "Oh, come on, man!" You know, he talked me into it, and so he lost the hand, and I got his beloved trench shovel. So I kind of kept it as a memento for my memories of him. But I'm going to use the trench shovel now as an attack. Hopefully, I get a better roll with that. No, I swing and I hit the eel, but it just bounces off his bony protrusions like it doesn't do anything to him at all. He is not dissuaded from attacking me, and I get yet another stress. I'm now up to 19 stress. If I get 20 stress, I'm gonna have to make a panic check, and it's not gonna be good. Okay, so now the fight is really getting out of control. He tries to attack me again, and he misses. And so the only thing I can do is attack, right? There's nowhere for me to run. There's nowhere for me to hide. This may be the end of Devon. Oh, finally, I take the shovel and I use it like a golf club. I raise it up and I swing the hardest that I can down low, and it contacts with the Grey Lurk and sends it sailing back out into the water. And now I'm going to make a speed save. And I do have my Euphoria still. So I should have been using that all along for advantage. But actually, no, it's probably expired by now. So it probably took me longer than 16 minutes to search through all those stalagmites. So I'm going to go ahead and do an intellect mechanical repair. And we're going to try to start up this generator and get the heck out. And yes, I succeed. I flip the switch on the generator, the lights come on, and the Grey Lurk is swimming towards me furiously, but I open the door and I slam it shut, and now I have made it into the last caisson. I lay there panting from exertion and pain in my leg, and I decide to use my stim pack so that I can lower my panic and gain a little bit of health back. So I jam the stim pack into near my wound in my leg, and I inject it into myself, and it gives me 1d10 health and advantage for 1d10 minutes, and reduces stress by 1. So let's reduce my stress by 1. So I'm back down to 18. And the Grey Lurk got me. And what else? Let's go and add that to my chart. I need to roll my health 1d10 first, right quick. Yup. 1d10. That's 2. I mean, I'll take it, but that's sad. Let's get that up to an 8. And I gotta do my panic check for leaving that room. So we'll do a panic check. Okay. 96. So, no, that's good actually, right? No, that's bad because I must say I have to get underneath my save. So yeah, I panic. What am I doing? No, I rolled the wrong thing. Good. All right, so I have to do my panic save. Sorry, I have to do my panic save here, which is a 9, which is lower than my panic score of 18, and so I have to check my. I'm like forgetting all my stuff here. I have to check my score here. A 9 is fits of laughter, so I'm just laying there, just madly, just laughing and laughing and laughing, just thinking about all the crazy stuff I saw. And I'm I just can't even hardly move because I'm just sitting there laughing for 3d10 minutes. 3d10 minutes. 21 minutes I lay there and just laugh and laugh and laugh. And so now let's go to our chart here. And we know that I had a Grey Lurk attack and a rat attack. Anything else happen to me? Let's roll 2d10s and see where these things fall on my chart. So I got a 3 and a 6. Uh-oh, I think I already have a 3 and a 6. Yes, I have a 3 and I have both. So where the motor fell on my leg, it just happens to be, oops, this is 6. Just happens to be where the Grey Lurk attacked, and so now I'm in a tremendous amount of pain, and so I'm going to take disadvantage anytime I have to move. I'm going to be disadvantaged. Right now, actually, that's not that great because I already get disadvantaged. So let's say anytime I move, I have to make a speed check. No, I have to make a body save every time I move. Yeah, that's what I'll do. Every time I move, I have to take a body save or I get stress, basically. Okay, and then for the rat attack, that's where I fell in the pool. So, what are the repercussions of that? I fell in the pool, and the rat attack is getting to keep it from getting infected. So, let's see if we get an infection from where the rat attack got me, and though it's seawater is now, and that disgusting seawater is in my wound. So let's do a body check right quick. And I failed. So now I've gotten an infection of some sort. So I'm going to go ahead and say with my infection, it gives me 1 wound. I have an infection. So I now have an infection. I only have 5 hours worth of oxygen left. I'm here in the caisson. And I'm going to look around for the power so that I can turn on the power for this elevator. So I'm going to do 3 searches, 38, 10, and 79. 38. I do find some more medical support. So while I'm searching around, I find another stim pack. So I find that stim pack. I'm going to go ahead and take it, by God. Right? I mean, it reduces stress by another 1, gives me another 1d10 health, and grants advantage to all rolls for 1d10 minutes. So I laughed off the first one that I had. So for 21 minutes. Oh my gosh, I have to roll a 1d10, and if I roll under the amount of doses I've taken in the past 24 hours, make a death save. Ooh. I have to roll if I roll a 1, then if I roll a 1d10 and roll a 1, I have to make a death save. Not worth it. I'm just going to keep it. I'm just going to keep that stim pack. All right, what is the other things I found? 10 and 79, so 29. I hear a noise. So in between my fits of laughter, I hear like some movement in the room with me. And so I start looking around, and I see something that I don't expect to see, not in a million years. I see the Previous Lamplighter, and his suit is in rags, like he has been here a while. He's extremely emaciated. His skin has weird bony protrusions like some of those other people we saw. He looks like he probably hasn't eaten. I don't know what he's been eating. There's some dead rat carcasses laying around, so maybe he's been eating rats. And he does have his revolver still in his hand. And he's just kind of like mumbling to himself as he's walking over towards me. And I just say, hey, are you okay? And he answers, I'm okay, but the deep is in me. The deep is all around me. I can't get out. And I say, we can get out together. Just put the gun down. Don't worry. We're going to get out of here. I have some food. I have this stim pack. I can give it to you. We can help. I can help you. We can escape together. We can get out of here. Does he lower his gun? No. He does not lower his gun, and he starts to get closer to me. I have to get out to the deep. I must go in the deep. And he starts stumbling towards me and the door. And so I warn him, and I raise my gun, and I say, get back. Get back. I don't want to have to hurt you. I want to help you. Please, stand back. Please, sir, please. Stand back. Does he stop? 11. No. He's obviously sick, out of his mind. And he stumbles ever closer and ever closer. He's not trying to be aggressive with his gun at this point. So now I have to make a decision. Do I attack him? No, I don't. I open the door back to the crown. And when I do, the Grey Lurk leaps onto the former Lamplighter and begins attacking him. And he succeeds. He begins ripping into the man's stomach, just like, oh, and the man lets out an ungodly roar and starts wildly firing his gun. He fires once, fires twice, both times miss, and he drops the pistol and he starts just beating at this Grey Lurk with his hands. And it's the most horrific thing I've ever seen. And I'm going to make a fear save. I am going to roll, and I got a 60, which means I did not save. So my stress is back up to 19. I'm going to run over to the power generator. I'm going to fire it up. I succeed. I fire it up, and I jump into the caisson. And as the elevator begins to go up, I see the Grey Lurk just rip into this man. And he finally stops thrashing just as the elevator passes out of sight so that I can no longer see what's happening below. I hear him say, "The dupe!" I arrive at the top of the caisson. Exhausted, hurt, wounded, unbelieving of what has just happened, ashamed of myself for what I've just done, but happy that I'm still alive. Now that I'm on the surface, the wind and the rain buffet me as I stand at the top of the platform. I'm hurt, I'm alone, I'm half mad, but I made it. I'm alive. I'm gonna call the ship to come back and get me. The Palmarine class craft comes back and lands on the podium at the top of the caisson, and I'll wearily make my way back into the aircraft. And when I get in, the pilot is like, "Jesus Christ, what happened to you?" And I just say, "Too much." And then I don't say anything else. He just kind of looks at me for a minute, and he closes the door back to the passenger bay, and we take off, and he sends me back up to the awaiting station orbiting the planet, where I report back to Hazmos that the job is done. Now, I don't see anywhere in here where if you succeed, if you survive, what is the payment for this job? Like, I presume if you live, you should get paid. I do know that I have to get some medical treatment for both my infection and for I have to be checked for parasites, apparently. That was one of the things. I did make it out with some of my stuff. So I'm going to do a little bit of research to see what the payment might be. Okay, I did a little bit of research, and this is what I've decided on my contract with Hazmos from the contract that we had to relight TEL 022. So the base contract rate for a lone lamplighter is 12,000 credits. They gave me 6,000 credits for hazard pay, biohazard uncontained entity report filed. That was from the Grey Lurks and the giant crabs. The infection bonus, a class 2 biocontainment contact, is 2,000 credits. Suit damage reimbursement for a Hazmos Mark III vac suit, 1,800 credits. Power restoration bonus for full grid online, 4,000 credits. And a psychological exposure compensation for unusual phenomena logged, all the hallucinations and whatnot, I guess, 3,500 credits. So that gave me a total of 29,300 credits, which I think is fair. And they reimbursed me for my suit, so I'm just going to go ahead and get a new suit there. That'll be 3. We will say that they paid to treat my infection, and I now have, what was it, 29,300. So that's, and I had 110, so 29,410 credits. So that should be good. Actually, how much is it to treat an infection? I don't know. Let's see. I guess a wound technically isn't an infection. I mean, I marked it as a wound. We'll just say, yeah, a week-long treatment in the pod restores wound. Does not restore lost limbs or digits. 6,000 credits. So I'll just go ahead and pay that out of this amount. That's 6,000. So we will say that I'm now 6,000 lower. That puts me down to 23,410. Now, Devon, I don't think will be going back to work for Hazmos, but what we'll do is we'll check a job board and see what we can find. It may be another Hazmos job, who knows? But I'm not going to make a decision just yet. We'll see what happens. But I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, be sure and hit that like button. And stay tuned for more Mothership solo play.